What's up, nation? Welcome back to another Destiny video and our Tuesday tradition that is your weekly reset guide. Hard mode's been out for a little while now, Osiris is back up and doing his thing, and this week kicks off the second Festival of the Lost. So grab your Ascendant Raisins, look out for Broom Sparrows, and get those masks ready, and let's check out what's new this week in Destiny. Speaking of Broom Sparrows, check this video out right here. I made it early on this morning. I found an Easter egg that's pretty cool, so click this right here, grab yourself that Broom Sparrow, and let's do the thing. It's Tuesday, October 25th, and this is your Festival of the Lost weekly reset guide. Hope everyone out there had an awesome time beating hard mode, and I hope that my guides explain things well enough to give those that needed some help a little extra push in the right direction. I'm going to try and start streaming my raids every Tuesday, and in the meantime, try to dial the settings in the best I can. Every time I stream, I get crazy lag spikes, people get booted from the party, I mean, all kinds of crazy crap. So if you tuned in last week, sorry I had to cut out early, but it seems like even if one person has a crappy connection, it turns the stream into a choppy mess. I even have a fiber connection, so I don't know why that keeps happening. Anyways, I'll continue to work on it and hope to see you all again tonight around 6 Eastern. Okay, well, let's hop into orbit and check this beast out. Now, as you can see, Festival of the Lost is totally live. We're going to check all of that out here just in a second, but let's get to these weeklies first. So first up, as usual, we're heading into the Crucible and checking out the weekly playlist. First up, we have Rumble Supremacy, free for all crests. Following that, we have Combined Arms. Look at that, man. This is only the second time I can remember in a very long time that Combined Arms was a weekly game type, so it's good to see that back in rotation. And as usual, with the start of a new week, Osiris is out and Elimination is back to hold things down until the game resumes on Friday. Alright, so onward to the Nightfall. Hopefully everyone out there has had their nightmares worked out from last week because it was an absolute killer. Unfortunately, the Nightfall didn't reset like it has done for the past few years, so it's good to see that they fixed that major loophole. Alright, well, let's get down to these modifiers first, and then we'll check out who's going down this week. As usual, our buddy Epic is here, heavily shielded, highly aggressive enemies appear in great numbers. Following that, we have Brawler, Guardian melee damage is greatly increased, Chaff, player radar is disabled, and then Match Game. Enemy shields are resistant to all unmatched elemental damage. And last but not least, we have Exposure. Guardian shields are increased, but do not replenish. I hate Match Game, man, so keep Exposure in mind when battling enemies that have different elemental shields than the weapon you have equipped. Alright, well, let's dive in and see who we're taking down this week.
Some creatures of the hive stray against the will of Oryx. Alakul, the Darkblade, is one
Alakul, the Darkblade. That actually seems appropriate, you know, like dark monster-like strike, even with Eris in there. Perfect thing for Halloween. Alright, so let's get out of here, and next up we're going to take a look at the Heroic Strike playlist, also known as the Siva Crisis Heroic. Alright, so mods are up first, and we have Epic's little brother, Heroic. Enemies appear in great numbers and are more aggressive. Following that, we have Solar Burn. Solar damage from any source is greatly increased. Next, Small Arms, primary weapon damage is favored, and then finally, Fresh Troops. Enemy squads have been fortified with additional reinforcements. Shield Brothers will still be a pain in the ass in the Heroic Strike playlist, especially since reinforcements will now have more solar shooting enemies, on top of what they already did, plus Melee McDickface. So use what you learned last week and make sure you stick to the edges. Alright, well, we're done up here, so let's head to the tower and see what the Festival of the Lost and all the vendors hold for us this week. And here we are, happy festival. I love when the tower's all decorated like this, guys. I mean, it gives this place a whole new feeling. It's nice to see something different rather than the plain old tower over and over again for an entire year. Alright, now before we start exploring, make sure you have your Ascendant Raisins with you and keep an eye on vendors. There is a huge trading game going on and I'm stumped at celery. So I'm not going to spoil it for you guys, but make sure you keep an eye out for that. Now, as for the festival, immediately when you land, go and get your broom and then come back to Evil Levante. Also notice that you have a holiday kiosk here that will be used throughout the winter months. Now, I'm assuming this will also be here for SRL, so don't worry about saving all those masks in your inventory or vault. If you don't have the room, just delete them and you can always pick them back up here at the kiosk. Now, I know this was here last week, but it finally has a purpose. You can also see some of the new items that can be grabbed this year along with last year's items. Okay, so let's go take a look at Crota over here in the corner and see what she wants. To start off, just like last year, we have some trick-or-treating to do. Eva Levante will give you an empty satchel, and you start off by collecting candy from some of the tower vendors. But on top of that, you need to do activities and kill, like Crucible, Patrol, stuff like that. Once you fill up your satchel, you need to return to Eva, and you can pick up one of these masks here, or you can grab a mystery bag, which is usually just a mask, but sometimes you can get other extra goodies out of it. Also, Eva Levante is selling the sickest shader in the history of Destiny, the freaking ointment. I mean, come on, guys. Come on, look at this. Look at it. If you don't like this, then you must have black and white vision, man. Because this thing is... Alright, you're right. It's terrible. But anyway, let's go around, collect all your candy, but pay attention to all the vendors' menus, because one of them might be interested in your Ascendant Raisins. I'll be making a complete Festival of the Lost guide later on today, so we can cover the raisin goodness in that one. Okay, next up, let's go take a look at Eververse. Now, usually we don't stop here, but this time she's got some new stuff to take a look at. As you can see, she has a new category labeled Fest of the Lost along with some new items. Now, a few of these are from last year, like the Thriller, the Monster Emote. Those are just repeats, but at the bottom, we have two fresh ones. The first is Howl, which is pretty cool. Fits in with the Halloween and Rise of Iron theme. Also, if you're wearing the Flaming Wolf mask and you use Howl, it actually changes colors. The next one, which is definitely the best one, it's called Terrify. Look at this floating masterpiece. Isn't it awesome? I bought that right off, man. I couldn't stop myself. So on top of that, we have the Treasures of the Lost. They're 200 silver each and full of new stuff for this year. As you can see, all the masks, both new and old, are on the left, and on the right, we have some pretty good stuff here as well. Out of each treasure, any of these are a possibility, but none of them are guaranteed, so just remember that. But you have a chance to get Dragon's Bane for Bad Juju. I think it's Hodoom for the Bad Juju. A Werewolf mask. Then you have the S35 Jealousy, which is pretty much a reskinned Old Sparrow. Nonetheless, it's pretty sick. Next, we have two awesome ghost costumes, guys, and these are totally hilarious. First is the Ghost. Haha, get it, Ghost? He's in a straight up sheet. Following that, Deviled Ghost with some taped on horns and a little swirly pointed tail. Also pretty awesome. The rest of them with a white background, now those are all consumables of different types. We have the blue chromatic Jackalite this year. After that, we have the Sleepless Gaze, the Bad Dream, and then the last three here, these little vials, are different respawn animations. However, I'm not sure how to use them because as you can see here, there isn't a way to consume it or use it, at least not yet. Maybe I'm missing something, I'll play around with this later. Also notice the Sweeper bot, like I said, someone stole her broom and she is pissed. So stop by and listen to her, that's pretty hilarious. And also check out that video down in the description below. It'll tell you how to get your Broom Sparrow. Alright, so next let's take a look at Shax and his Crucible bounties. And this week we're back to Supremacy, which is Hunt for Glory. I didn't finish it on this guy, so it looks like I don't have much to do. But we have 7 matches to complete, 50 primary kills, 30 kill credits, and then 20 denied crests. And you, my friend, are done. Also, if you guys care to know which vendors are taking planetary materials, Dead Orbit is accepting Relic Iron, the Future War Cult is accepting Spirit Bloom, and New Monarchy is also accepting Relic Iron. So, time to start hoarding your spin metal again, and I'll let you all know when the vendors start accepting it. Alright, well we're done here, let's head off to the temple. Now as you can see, Saladin is also in a festive mood this week. I was actually pleasantly surprised by all the decorations here at the Iron Temple. It's great to see it carry over like this. Alright, so first on the list, we're going to go check out Shiro 4. Now, I wanted to tell you all to make sure that you guys complete your weekly patrol quests. I know they're long, and I know you probably don't need them anymore in terms of completing your book, but these things hand out an unbelievable amount of XP. This, along with completed bounties, will rank you up pretty much back to back. I've also received numerous weapons dropping at a high light when I turn the quest in, so it's also a great way to keep rising in light. Okay, so let's check out the bounties, guys. Anti-Splicer is up first, and all you have to do is do patrols in the Plague Lands. Easy. Next, Stay Down, Defeat Fallen. Then the final two are all Archon's Forge. First is Servitors, complete 4 Servitors encounters in the Forge, and then finally we have Archon's Forge Vandals, complete 4 Vandal offerings. Moving on to class items, I was hoping these would rotate through all the Iron Banner class items, but they unfortunately are sticking to these two. Anyways, the stats do change, and first up we have the Mantle of Perun for the Hunter, which is Intellect Discipline, awesome max stats for a class item. For the Titan, we have Yolder's Iron Sash at Intellect Strength, and then finally Fellwinter's Bond, which is also rocking some pretty high max stats. Next, we're heading over to Tyra Karn, which by the way is also the lady you need to see for your festival quest. I'll let you guys discover what happens here, so let's just skip right to the artifacts. First up, we have Memory of Scory. When your super is full, nearby allies' supers recharge faster. This is 3130 Discipline Strength, and you can choose to max one out, 43 points higher. Next, Memory of Radagast. Gain the ability to reflect energy-based projectiles when guarding with a sword. Increased sword ammo capacity, 3134 Discipline Strength, and you can choose to max one of these out 43 points higher instead, which brings it to 74 Discipline or 77 Strength. Finally, Memory of Galeon grants Detailed Radar. Radar persists while aiming a primary weapon. All strength here is 67, and you can make it 110 Strength or add a small amount of Discipline. Alright guys, so due to time, I'm going to leave all of the older stuff out of the guide this time around. I've looked over everything and you're not missing anything that important at the reef. It's also decorated and all pretty, but that's pretty much it. Alright, well that brings us to the end guys. As always, thank you all so much for watching. Keep an eye out on Twitter and Twitch tonight around 6 p.m. Now, I'm still messing around with settings and trying to get all the bugs figured out so I can start streaming on a regular basis. If it doesn't work out again, I'll just have to shut that bitch down and call customer service, which is something I really don't want to do. But that's it, guys. Thanks again for supporting this smaller YouTuber. You are the only reason why I'm here and the reason why I will continue to be here. A pleasure as always, Guardians, and until next time, this is your boy Sly. Done, gone, out.